All right, today we're diving into a city that's living in two worlds at once, Guwahati. It's this ancient cultural crossroads that's also being transformed, like right now, into a modern global gateway. And this transformation is putting everything on the line: tradition, ambition, and the natural world caught right in the middle. Let's get into it.
You know, to really get where Guwahati is going, you have to understand where it came from. Its ancient name was Pragjotispura, and that translates to the city of Eastern learning. Think about that. This wasn't just some random name, it was its whole identity. It tells you this place was a hub for knowledge, for culture, a foundation for everything that came after.
But hey, history isn't just found in dusty old texts, right? Sometimes the best way to really connect with the soul of a place is, well, to taste it. And Assamese food tells the story of the land and its people in a way that nothing else really can.
I mean, just look at this. Every single one of these dishes tells you something about the local environment. You've got Masor Tenga, this amazing tangy fish curry that gets its flavor from stuff like elephant apple. Then there's Lai Saka Gahori, a super simple pork and mustard greens dish that just lets the ingredients speak for themselves. And Patok Tia Mas, where fresh river fish is steamed inside banana leaves. Oh, it's incredible. These aren't just meals, you know. They are a direct line to the natural world here.
So you have this beautiful, deep connection to nature. It's central to the whole culture. But what happens when that very same natural world comes under unbelievable pressure from development? Well, that's where our story takes a really critical turn. To see this conflict playing out in real time, we're going to zoom in on a place called Deepor Biel. Now, this isn't just any wetland. It's Assam's only Ramsar site, which means it's considered internationally important. And it is the perfect, and I mean perfect, microcosm of this struggle between protecting nature and the relentless march of progress.
Get a load of this number. A recent study found that 70%, of local farmers were unwilling to take part in programs to help restore the wetland. Now, that's not because they don't care about the environment, not at all. It points to a much deeper conflict, the impossible choice between long-term ecological health and the immediate, desperate need to make a living off the land, right now.
And Deepor Biel is getting squeezed from all sides. You've got rapid construction just eating away at its edges. There's a massive city garbage dump on its eastern flank, just leaching pollution into the water. A railway line literally cuts the whole ecosystem in half, messing up wildlife paths. It's a classic, textbook example of a fragile habitat getting absolutely overwhelmed by a growing city.
This quote right here really gets to the heart of it. It says, "The livelihoods of millions of people were contributed by the wetlands in diverse ways." See, that's the key. This isn't just about saving birds or a pretty landscape. These wetlands are a life support system. They prevent floods, provide food, they're the economic bedrock for millions. When a place like this is degraded, it's a threat to absolutely everyone.
So the big question is, what's behind all this intense pressure? Why now? Well, the story of Deepor Biel isn't just a local one. To really get the full picture, we need to zoom out, way out, from this one wetland to the entire world map, because the changes happening here are being fueled by a much bigger geopolitical game. And that big game is called the Act East policy. It's a massive strategic push by the Indian government that's totally redefining Northeast India's place in the world. And guess which city is right at the epicenter of it all? Guwahati.
So this policy kicked off in 2014, and the basic idea is to take what was once seen as a remote corner of India and flip the script, turn it into a bustling strategic gateway to all of Southeast Asia. The goal is to build these deep economic and political connections, and Guwahati is the linchpin holding the entire strategy together.
So how do you make a grand vision like that a reality? With concrete and steel. The whole thing hinges on one word: connectivity. We're talking about a massive network of roads, railways, ports, and even updated waterways, all designed to plug Northeast India into its neighbors and create brand new channels for trade and travel.
Take a look at the Caledon Multimodal Project. This thing is incredibly ambitious. It connects the seaport in Kolkata to a port in Myanmar, and then it uses a river and a highway to get all the way up into the state of Mizoram. The strategic reason for all this? It creates a whole new route to the northeast, bypassing that tiny, vulnerable strip of land known as the Chicken's Net.
And here's where old meets new. They're taking the Brahmaputra River. I mean, this has been the literal lifeline of Assam for centuries, and officially designating it National Waterway-2. The plan is to turn this ancient river into a modern commercial highway, moving cargo ships and tourists all across the state. And then there's just the open road.
The Trilateral Highway is pretty much what it sounds like, a single road that will connect India right through Myanmar and all the way to Thailand. It's a huge deal, and there are even dreams of extending it further, creating an economic corridor that runs deep into Southeast Asia.
But, drawing lines on a map is one thing. Building it in the real world is a whole different beast. These huge projects are running into some serious roadblocks. You have political instability in Myanmar, which throws a wrench into everything. The terrain is mountainous and brutal to build on. There are security risks, endless red tape. All of it is causing major delays.
So what we're left with is a city and an entire region caught in this intense tug of war between two powerful forces. Its future is literally hanging in the balance, stuck between its deep, ancient heritage and this massive push toward a globalized future.
You can almost think of it as two competing identities. On one side, you have Pragjyotishpura, the city of Eastern learning, a culture defined by its connection to the river, to its local ecology. And on the other, you have the gateway to Asia, a future that's all about trade, commerce, highways, and ports. The big question is, can these two versions of Guwahati even coexist?
And this, right here, is why Guwahati's story matters to all of us. This isn't a unique problem. Cities all over the world are facing this exact challenge. How do you balance progress with preservation? The way Guwahati navigates this could end up being a blueprint or a cautionary tale for pretty much everyone else.
So, we end right back where we started. The city's ancient identity was as a center of knowledge. The question for today is, as it transforms, can this old city of Eastern learning teach the world a brand new lesson, how to build a future without completely erasing your past?